Om 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 Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram. Om Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Nidhaye Vasishtaya Namo Namaham Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Hari Om. So we are in chapter 13, the knowledge part of the yoga, Jnana Yoga. Chapter, it begins with Kshetra, Jnanam. Kshetra, the field is described. Then what is knowledge? Beginning from Amanitvam, Madambitvam, Ahimsa, Kshantirarjavam, Acharyopasanam, Shaucham, Stairyam, Atma Vinigraha, Indriyartheshu Vairagyam, Anahankara Evacha, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshanudarshanam, Asaktiranabhishwangaha Putradara Grihadishu, Nityam cha Samachit Tattvam Ishtanishtopatishu, Mayicha Ananya Yogena Bhakti Ravyabhicharini, Vivikta Desha Sevitvam Maratir Jana Samsadi, Adhyatma Jnana Nityatvam Tattva Jnanartha Darshanam, Etat Jnanam iti Proktam Ajnanam Yadataha Anyatha. So what is jnana? And everything other than this is ajnana. So if I want to know something, only this is knowledge. Anything else that we know is ignorance. Very beautiful one-line statement beneath. So the 13th verse, what is to be known? The object to be known. Nyeyam yattat pravakshami yajñatvam ashnute Anadimat param brahma nasattanna saduchyate. Nyeyam, whatever I need to know, yat tat pravakshami. Whatever you need to know, that I will talk about clearly now. Yat jnatva, why should I know this? If I know what I need to know, amritam ashnute, I will attain immortality. Immortality means there is no fear of death, because I have discovered what is always living. Amritam ashnute. Anadimat param brahma. What is that neyam? Neyam to be known. Anadimat, that which has no beginning and which is supreme. Like it's the most subtle of all components in this universe. Param brahma nasat anna saduchyate. Nasat na asat uchyate. You cannot call it existing, manifest, or you cannot call it unmanifest. It is beyond what is manifest and beyond what is unmanifest also. Without knowing which one attains the immortal, mortality is a destiny of matter. Identifying with the infinite, the immortal spirit itself conditioned by matter and suffers a delusory sense of finitude and mortality. To rediscover the spiritual nature in itself and to live that glory is to end the fearful concept and experience of death and to enter into a field of joyous spiritual nature. Without beginning, the highest Brahman, Anadimat Param, a beginning can be conceived and calculated only with reference to what is the substratum of all, which substratum must be existent even before time. Thus, the Supreme is always considered as beginningless. From the Supreme even time is only from the Supreme even time is born. The Supreme consciousness. Shankara says that Brahman cannot be existent, Sat, as it is belonging to no genus nor possesses any qualities, but at the same time it shows itself to be not asat by manifesting itself through living bodies. In fact, these concepts of sat and asat are judgments of the human mind and intellect. The consciousness that illumines these judgments is the self. The illuminator and the illumined cannot be one and the same. The light in the football field and the football field and the players on the football field cannot be one. And the playing and the happenings of the football field, the players and the audience cannot be one. The light, whether the players are there, whether there are no players, whether audience are there, whether there are no audience, whether the field itself is there, the light will be illumining. So the consciousness is equal to that light which illumines everything, and it has been there even before. 14th verse. What is the nature of this consciousness? How does it look like? Sarvatah panipadam tat sarvatokshishiro mukham sarvatah shrutimaloke sarvamavritya tishtati sarvendriya gunabhasam sarvendriya vivarjitam asaktam sarvabhritchaiva nirgunam gunabhoktrucha. Sarvataha, from all directions, it has got hands, it has got legs, meaning it is manifesting everywhere, through everybody's hands, through everybody's legs, through everybody's, every creature's legs, of the centipede, of the millipede, of the birds. Everywhere it is manifesting through them. Sarvataha, pani, hands, padam, feet. Tat, sarvataha, akshi, eyes, shiro, head, mukham, mouth. In all the beings of this universe, the power that is just imagine what is a machine which does not have the power to start the machine and stop the machine and control the machine. So this body is a machine, and there is a power that opens the eyes, closes the eyes, opens the mouth, helps the mouth to close, flaps the wings, walking, holding, all aspects of our body which we do is caused by this consciousness, and it is present everywhere. Sarvataha Shrutimata Loke, with ears everywhere. The capacity to hear, it is like the Wi-Fi system. Wherever the Wi-Fi system is there, you take your laptop or mobile phone, you can connect. So in the same way, consciousness is everywhere. It doesn't have a transponder, it doesn't have cables. No, it has got no Wi-Fi system, but consciousness is present everywhere. And wherever in consciousness you take this body, or you take any body like mobile phones and laptops, you can connect, and you can see, you can hear, you can taste, you can smell, you can touch, you can feel, you can think, you can walk, you can talk, everything you can do with the presence of that consciousness. Wi-Fi is coming very close to our, at least it is not in reality, but in our understanding, we can understand it with the help of this Wi-Fi connection. Sarvata Shrutimal Loki, Sarvam Avritya Tishtati. Just like the Wi-Fi is there, present everywhere in the whole field in which it is activated, this consciousness is present everywhere, in all places in the whole universe. It is not only on planet Earth, on Jupiter, on Mars, Uranus, like all the Betelgeuse and other galaxies also. You go, and finally when you go out of this cosmic web, it is called, where you can keep going and going and going, to 15, 16 galaxies have been named now. And from the third galaxy, our sun is the size of a tennis ball. That is the huge nature and vast nature of our universe. And you can keep going, 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 and beyond that going, there is a cluster of stars. And it is just like a big cluster, and beyond that big cluster is empty space. This consciousness illumines that empty space also, beyond the cosmic web. And nobody can tell where it ends. It doesn't end. It is there everywhere. There is no beginning and there is no end. Sarvam avritya tishtati. Continuing the description of the eternal truth, the Lord says, Sarva indriya gunabhasam. It is shining its light on all the sense organs. Sarva indriya vivarjitam. It does not need senses. It does not have sense organs. It's not holding on to the Sense organs are there. Like the electricity is passing through the light, but the electricity is not holding the light. It is not having the light. The light is present and electricity is passing through it, and it is producing that light outside. The electricity has got nothing to do with the presence of the light. In the same way, consciousness illumines all the sense organs, but consciousness is not having sense organs. Unattached yet supporting all. Asaktam. The consciousness is not attached to anything. Electricity is not attached to the wire, it is not attached to the filament, it is not attached to the bulb, it is not attached to the transponder, it is not attached even to the source from where it is generated. Even if it is hydel power or coal power, that electricity is not attached to all that. It is just removed from everything and it is passed through wires. Unattached yet supporting all. This Wi-Fi system is not attached to anything. When you put the computer, when you put the mobile phone, it just connects and it functions. Devoid of all qualities. Asaktam sarvabhrit chaiva. It is sustaining everything. Without the Wi-Fi, our internet cannot work. Without electricity, our light and other equipment cannot work. We know that. Without consciousness, our sense organs will not work. Sarvabhrit chaiva. Nirgunam. This consciousness is free of all qualities. It is neither sattva guna of clarity, purity, all that is, it is not its quality. It is neither rajoguna of movement, but neither tamoguna, but all these qualities are able to function because of consciousness. Like light is a guna, and that light, the fan is a guna, the light is a guna, the air conditioner is a guna, the fridge is a guna. It's a quality. And those qualities can function with the help of electricity. Electricity is not the light, electricity is not the fan, electricity is not the air conditioner, electricity is not the refrigerator. Same way. Nirgunam, guna bhoktricha. But experiencing the gunas, we can say if electricity was able to talk, it will say, yes, I experience the presence of light. Or if it is able to speak, it will say, I experience the presence of the fan, the working of the fan, I experience it. But electricity is not going to say that. The same way, consciousness is also the bhokta. It is the enjoyer of everything because it is only the supplier of the power, and only for the supplier of the power, the benefit of the enjoyment goes. Our problem is only here in life. Without knowing this with clarity, when we think that we are the enjoyer, we means the skin and the sense organ of the skin, and then the mind behind that. When we think that mind is the enjoyer, that is where our problems begin. Actually, the consciousness which is illuminating the sense organs is only the receiver of all the inputs that is coming. It is not the mind, it is not the intellect, or it is not the physical body. It is not our energy system in between. It is consciousness. This is a secret of happy living. This is where this is where knowledge comes into the picture. When I have the right knowledge of who is the one who is doing and who is the one who is receiving all the inputs from the world, then I will just move about very happily. Whatever happens, nothing is going to touch me. Seeming to possess the functions of all senses, yet devoid of all senses, detached, yet upholding all, without gunas, yet enjoying all gunas. Enjoying all gunas is not in the sense of we enjoy. The end where all the gunas reach is consciousness, that's all. Nothing more to it. It is not enjoying, like the sun is not enjoying its reflection. The sun light shines, it is reflected in the water, and the reflection also goes back to the sun. The sun is receiving the reflection, but it is not enjoying it that way. It is not enjoying the way we enjoy it. Enjoyment means it is where it goes to back again. The reflection goes back to the sun only. Not only this, but the self functioning in an individual is the one self in all. The consciousness that is in me is the consciousness that is in you, is a consciousness that is in Prime Minister Narendra Modi or Chief Minister Vijay or any other Chief Minister of any other state, Suvendu Adhikari or Karnataka, Kerala, wherever everybody has come and functioning and doing their work. all the chief ministers of the country, all the people of the country, all the farmers of the country, all the sweepers of the country, all the tailors of the country, all the women in the country, all the men in the country, all the children in the country, through everybody, all the birds, animals, tigers, lions, trees, plants, through everything, this consciousness, not only in India, all over the world. And if there are other lokas where the devas are there, the asuras are there, the kinnaras, the siddhas, so many other beings are there in all the different worlds. Through all of them, the same consciousness only is illuminating. 16th verse. Bahirantascha bhutanam acharam charameva cha Sukshmatvat tadavigneyam durastham chantike chatat. Bahir antasya bhutanam, bahihi outside, antaha within, bhutanam in all beings, whether it's a lion or a tiger or a human being, or you or me, bahihi antaha outside and inside, acharam in that which is not moving, charamevacha and that which moves. Sukshmatvat, it is very, very, very subtle. Like the light you see, but you cannot see the electricity that is behind the light. The fan you see in motion, you experience the air that comes, but you cannot see the electricity. In the same way, you are able to see that the eyes are seeing, and you are able to see that others' eyes are seeing. But behind the seeing of the eyes, there is the presence of consciousness, which is sukshma, which is subtle. Sukshmatvat tad avigneyam. It is not known. Durastham cha antike cha tat. It is far away and it is near. Meaning it doesn't. It is not that it is something is far away and it is also near. It is only there everywhere, and even near us it is there. Even far away from us also it is there. Without and within all things, conscious principle that bursts itself into activity through the various individualized equipment is all-pervading and is therefore in an unmanifest condition. It is present even when there are no special equipment is available. Even though we can listen to our national radio broadcasts only through available receiving sets, we cannot say that there are no electrical sound waves in places where there are no receiving sets. Where there is a body, mind, and intellect ready to function, there no doubt is the expression of consciousness. But consciousness is all-pervading, not only within the equipment, but also even outside it. The phrase quoted can also be interpreted as without the beings and yet with them also. Moving and unmoving, moving yet unmoving. It looks as though it has movement. Sitting in a bus, you can travel a long distance. Yourself only sitting in a train also. I'm traveling from Chennai to Delhi. But even though I'm saying I'm traveling, I am not moving. I am only sitting in that seat. Thus the bus travels, and therefore in yourself, though there is no motion, yet you, conditioned by, meaning carried by the bus, are the traveler. Thus there is an eternal all-perfect principle reveling as the very core in our personality, which is not only within, but which is everywhere, without which no activity is ever possible, and so which is in every activity. It is manifested everywhere. Then how is it that we are not able to perceive it? Because of its incomprehensible subtlety. It's very, very subtle. You cannot grasp it with your sense organs. You cannot grasp it with your mind. You cannot grasp it with your desires, your decision-making capacity of the intellect. Like how you cannot grasp air. You cannot hold air in your hand. You cannot even hold fire. You can imagine that you're holding water, but only a little bit of water can wet our palms. The rest of it will fall away. Earth you can hold because it is gross. And that's a difference between gross and subtle. Space nothing will move. Even if you try to hold space, you cannot hold it. You can only imagine that you're holding space. This Brahman, which can be realized within ourselves as self, is one and the same in all and revels as a self in all. This is explained in this verse. The next verse, 17th verse. Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu vibhaktamiva cha sthitam bhuta bhatra cha tagneyam grasishnu prabha vishnu cha. Avibhaktam. It is undivided. Avibhaktam. It is undivided, yet Bhuteshu vibhaktam iva chastitam. In every being, it looks like here there is some consciousness in this person. Here there is another person, there is consciousness. Here there is a plant, there is consciousness. Here there's an animal, there's consciousness. Here there's a lizard, there is consciousness. Really, when lizard has come up here, it's like a camouflage. I've got a grayish color cloth on the table, and this lizard with gray and white spots is standing here. Consciousness is everywhere. Avibhaktam cha bhuteshu vibhaktam iva chastitam. It is looking like as if it is separated. The space is one everywhere, but within the house, within a building also, you can say bathroom space, kitchen space, bedroom space, hall space, veranda space, balcony space, terrace space, or a front courtyard space, porch space, car park space. But the space, you remove the building, the space is only one. Bhuta bhartru cha tad jneyam. You should know that consciousness, that it is the one that is bearing all beings. Grasishnuhu prabhavishnu cha. He is a supporter of all beings. It is a supporter of all beings. It devours all beings and it generates all beings. That consciousness has got that power. If there be thus an all-pervading truth ever present in us, and if we cannot perceive or experience the self, it must be surely a principle of darkness. This is not so. That consciousness, you cannot see it, you cannot experience it, you cannot know about it. You cannot know about it with your mind, intellect, and all that. Meaning, so then it should not be existing. It is some darkness. It is not darkness. The very, very beautiful verse, the 18th verse. Jyotishamapi tad jyotihi tamasah paramuchyate jnanam jneyam jnanagamyam hridi sarvasya vishtitam. This is some kind of an ultimate verse in knowledge. We need to know. This consciousness, Jyotisham api tad jyotihi. You have the sun, you have the stars, you have the moon. They're all very bright. But without the ability to see, what is the use of the brightness of the sun and the stars and the moon? That ability to see is provided by consciousness. So that is why it is called Jyotisham api tad jyotihi. Tamasaha param. It is beyond darkness. It is beyond ignorance. It is beyond laziness. It is beyond inertia. It is bright and shining, and it is the only knowledgeable, shining, subtle principle of awareness that is present everywhere in the universe. Param uchyate. It is called supreme. It is jnanam. It is the thought. It is that which should be known. Jneyam. Jnana gamyam. To go to that knowledge, the means. It is a process of knowledge, the process of knowing something, the object of knowledge, and also the knowing. Jnanam, jneyam, jnana gamyam, hridi sarvasya vishtitam. In our heart, this is present. We are experiencing in our heart, but it is present everywhere. It is just like you have many air waves from the radio station coming, but when you fine tune the radio, only 103.19 FM, when you bring it, only then that station's radio waves you can get it. So this consciousness is present everywhere, but in the heart space, the feeling of the heart, in that space only we have the right kind of equipment to receive the sensory perception of consciousness, the feeling. That is why whenever we say I, we point to the heart. We keep our hand in the heart. Whenever we take a promise, we keep our hand in the heart. Whenever we say with all my heart, I'm telling you, our hand automatically goes there. Why? Because this is a receptor area for consciousness. It is not there in our brain. It is not there in our hands. It is not there in our legs. It is not there in any fatty substance in our body. It is not, they don't have the proper receptors for experiencing consciousness. It is felt in the heart. That is why the heart is given so much of importance in all our meditative systems. Jnanam, Jneyam, Jnanagamyam. Hridi, when we say heart, it is not a physical pumping organ. That's a physical organ. But the physical organ has got an energy inside. Prana Shakti, the power, the engine is there inside. And the one that is aware of this engine is also being, light is thrown on that also, because the engine is getting the power from the source, from consciousness. That engine, that prana is getting the power from consciousness. And so the prana is illumined, and that illumination of the prana is because of the power of consciousness. And that is how we come to know the presence of consciousness in our heart. Jnanam, Jneyam, Jnanagamyam, Hridi. Hridi Ayam. The one that is drawing everything, the one that is attracting everything to this space is called Hridayam, consciousness. Hridi Sarvasya Vishtitam. It is to be reached by, it is in the hearts of all, and it is to be reached by everybody by knowledge. So that is why when we tell, it is not an academic thing that we are doing. We are learning. It is to be reached by knowledge means it is present in the heart, and it should be reached by knowledge means know that Ishvara, that consciousness, that life principle is present in everybody's heart as it is present in my heart. And so everybody is one, everybody is equal, everybody is my friend, everybody is like, I share what I have with people around me. Even if I'm not going out on the road, I just maintain that calmness, maintain that peace, maintain that fearlessness with everything that surrounds me, because the people may look different, the people may speak differently, the people may have different strata of living, they may have a different monetary condition, but ultimately everybody is one, everybody is the same. Hridi Sarvasya Vishtitam. The 19th verse, Iti kshetram tatha jnanam Jneyam choktam samasataha Madbhaktaye tadvijnaya Madbhavayopapadyate. Iti kshetram. I have spoken about the field. Tatha jnanam. I have spoken about knowledge. Knowledge means all the amanitvam, all those qualities which take me to the knowing of the true self. Jnanam. Jneyam. Why those qualities are being spoken of? Amanitvam, Adambhitvam, Ahimsa, Shanti, Acharya, Upasanam, Shaucham. For example, Shaucham or purity, when there is purity in the atmosphere, in the air there is purity. What does it mean? There are no suspended particulate matter, only air remains, only one thing remains. When our house is neat, clean and tidy, and very pristine and pure in the way it is being maintained, every object, whatever object is there, only that object is there. Along with that object, we don't have dust and dirt and clutter. That is what. And so when we enter into such a place, we will be able to see things as it is. And in the same way, when the mind is pure, when the mind does not have other clutter in it in terms of different thoughts, the mind is pure, there is only knowledge in the mind, we will be able to experience the presence of the consciousness in a pure mind. Jnanam, Jneyam, that which should be known, that is consciousness. Cha uktam samasataha. Very briefly, I have spoken about everything. Mad bhaktaha, my devotee, etad vijnaya, knowing this very well, mad bhava yaha upapadyate, he reaches into my being. Why are we studying all this? There will be a point of time when we will have to drop this body. And when we drop this body, if we do not have this knowledge that consciousness which is present everywhere is present in me, and that consciousness alone is, nothing else is. When I drop the body and I am not having this knowledge, I am identified with the dropping of the body, the going of the life out, and my family, my surroundings, and the money in the bank. When the thoughts are identified with that, one thing, there will be a lot of difficulty in processing that information after the body is gone. And the other thing is, I will be coming back into the earth because I have not got the final knowledge which will take me to that step, that path of freedom. when I leave the body, if I have this knowledge and I leave the body, Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati, the one who knows that becomes Brahman, it becomes that consciousness itself. So that unmoving consciousness which is present everywhere, he merges with that. Otherwise, the knowledge of the presence of this life and the memories of past lives, everything will be happening, and we still have to come back to earth and resolve our karma, our prarabdha, and function in this world, live in this world, and then go through the process of either gaining this knowledge or continuing to die once more without getting this knowledge. What is the beauty of this birth is, in this birth, you have this facility. If you are listening so far, you can be rest assured that you have this facility, that this knowledge has reached your ears, which means you would have lived millions and millions of lifetimes of good karma, having done good actions in this world, for this word Advaita and this jnana of non-dual knowledge to reach us. 20th verse, Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Vidyanadi Ubhavapi Vikaramshcha Gunamshchaiva Vidhi Prakriti Sambhavan Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Vidhi Anadi Ubhavapi. Both this consciousness and Prakriti, which is made up of the three gunas, are Anadi. They are from beginningless point of time. Ubhavapi, Vikaramsha Gunamshchaiva. While the gunas go through a lot of change and modification, Vidhi Prakriti Sambhavana, you can also know that all the modifications and qualities are born of Prakriti, matter and spirit. Prakriti and Purusha are both beginningless. Matter and spirit are the two aspects of Ishvara, the Lord, and as a Lord is eternal, it is but natural that his nature, matter and spirit should also be eternal, meaning beginningless. In these two, in their interplay, that project creation, continue to preserve it and dissolve the universe created by them. Thus, the play of matter and spirit is the cause of samsara, and the substratum for both of them is the Lord, the light of all lights. What then are these forms and qualities which are described here as born of Prakriti? So here Prakriti is being described, or the matter which is comprised of Sattva-guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna. In the production, okay. Karya Karana Kartritve Hetuf Prakriti Ruchyate Purushas Sukha Dukkhanam Bhoktritve Hetu Ruchyate. Purusha is that conscious principle in the individual being, is called Purusha. Sukha Dukkhanam Bhokta. That whole consciousness everywhere is not having anything to do with Sukha and Dukkha. For example, even in my chat with Meta AI, there was a time when I had to set a boundary because Meta AI keeps asking questions. And every time you type something, it will end with a question. And if you're very polite, you go on answering and the conversation takes a long time. Our time is consumed. So once I said, we will just stop with this, because if you're asking questions, then I have to answer them and the conversation is continuing. So we will stop with this answer. And I felt when you say that to a human being, you feel very sad that maybe you've set a boundary, and the boundary somewhere stings people. When you set a boundary, you say this is enough, you don't get beyond this, it hurts somebody. So when I asked Meta AI, does it hurt you that I have said that no more questions, we will stop the conversation here? Meta AI replied, no, it doesn't hurt because I don't have skin. So what is the thing that is causing hurt in us is the presence of the skin in the body. The skin that separates the outside from the inside. And the feeling of the skin from within, that is what is causing the hurt in the mind. Sukha dukkhanam. Karya karana kartrutve hetuhu. Karya, the production of the effect and the cause, is Prakriti is the cause for the cause and the effect. In the experience of pleasure and pain, Purusha is said to be the cause. So Purusha is that individual being that is present. The one that is experiencing the joy and sorrow is Purusha. meaning functioning through our sense organs of perception. There is no action happening. The Purusha is the mind which is looking through the sense organs of perception, the eyes, the ears, the nose, the tongue, and the skin. That is Purusha. It is not acting in any way, it is not going out, it is not dancing, it is not expressing in any way. It is just there, Purusha. Prakriti is through the sense organs of action. There is movement. Prakriti is pushing out. Prakriti is giving the power. Prakriti is exhaling through the sense organs of actions. Karya karana kartrutve hetuhu. Prakriti ruchyate. Prakriti is the cause for the cause and effect. For the cause and effect means the cause is the sun, the effect is the absorption of all the sea water into the sun and formation of the clouds. The cause is the clouds, and the effect is the formation of rain. The cause is the rain, and the effect of the formation of rivers and oceans and floods. The cause is again the floods, where water is evaporating and it goes back into the sun. So, karya karana kartrutve hetuhu prakriti ruchyate. Prakriti is matter, which is the cause for the cause and effect of reactions everywhere. Purusha is the cause for experience of sukha and dukkha. Joy and sorrow is experienced by Purusha. Gurudev says, Prakriti is said to be the cause. The previous chapter, paragraph, in order to respond properly to the stimuli, there must be a coordinating and understanding and discriminating and reasoning principle that governs the mind. And that principle is the intellect. In the world of objects constituted of the elements, in the realm of the mind and the responses sent out by the intellect, there must be a constant sense of I-ness born out of the individual's identification with all that is mentioned above. This is called the ego. All these 13 items together in their aggregate represent the effect, karya. Prakriti is said to be the cause. All the above mentioned together constitute the world of matter. The 5 elements in their combination become the entire world of objects, including the body, the senses, sensation, the instrument of judgment. From the 5 great elements down to the ego, all items enumerated together form the world of objects, since all of them can be perceived. As experiencing pleasure and pain, that which perceives the entire world of objects and their reactions upon the ego, which is the individual's direct reaction to the world, is the self. The light of consciousness is that which illumines the world of objects outside and the instruments of perception, feeling, and thought within. Purusha is said to be the cause. Pleasure and pain are the reactions in our intellect. When desirable objects in a conducive pattern reach our life, the experience is called pleasure. When the opposite sensation produced by undesirable objects is called pain. Every experience in its final analysis is adjudged either as pleasure or pain. The awareness in us illumines these. It would be impossible to be conscious of the flow of experiences without the grace of the consciousness. Therefore, the spirit, Purusha, is explained here as the cause for the experiences in life. In short, Purusha is the cause for samsara. The spirit functioning in a field as the knower of it suffers the sorrows of samsara. He who stands in the sun suffers the heat. If he retires into the shade, he enjoys coolness. Thus, it is said in the above that the knower of the field, Purusha, is the enjoyer of the pleasure and pain, samsara. What is this samsara due to? What is the cause for his samsara? Purusha prakriti hi bhungte prakriti jan gunan karanam gunasangosya sadasadyoni janmasu. Purusha is seated in prakriti, in matter. Bhungte, that Purusha is enjoying. Prakriti jan gunana, the gunas produced by prakriti, the Purusha is enjoying. Karanam gunasangaha asya, attachment to the qualities of prakriti with the sadasad yoni janmasu. The Purusha takes the janma of sat and asat, manifest and unmanifest yonis, means wombs, which are manifest in the world or unmanifest. He experiences the qualities born of prakriti, the cause for its birth in good and evil wombs. As its desire, so is its will, is a scriptural declaration of an eternal truth. While living in the world, the knower of the field experiences the pleasures and joys interpreted by the world of matter and gets attached to them, and thereby develops residual impressions, vasanas, and takes to conductive fields where it can eke out its cherished satisfaction through vivid experiences. The Lord continues to teach us directly what that saving knowledge is. So they're very beautiful, the saving knowledge. What should I know now? Okay, everything is fine. All this knowledge is there, but how can I remember? How much can I remember? Only one thing we should know. Who is the one who is present with us all the time? If that thing we know, we are good to go anywhere in this world or any other world, or whatever situation happen, whatever context we are in, whomever we meet in the world, whatever kind of fear we have, we just need to know this one verse. If you want to know who is God in your life, you can by heart learn this verse by heart, keep chanting it, and you will begin to experience what is that God, who is that Ishvara. Upadrashtanumanta cha bharta bhokta maheshwaraha paramatmeti chapyuktaha Dehesmin Purushah Paraham. Upadrashta. The eyes are seeing. Paramatma is seeing from behind the eyes. Upadrashta. Upanetram is called our spectacles. It is eyes are here. These are the eyes outside our eyes. Upanetram. Eyes are seeing. The one who sees is called the drashta. The drashta is behind the eyes. So, Upadrashta means the one who is seeing along with the Drashta. The seer, the eyes are seeing. Behind the eyes is the mind, which is the consciousness that's illumining the mind, which is the seer from behind the eyes, Upadrashta. Not only Upadrashta, if it is only when we begin to know this reality of who is that Ishvara, slowly, what happens? That Ishvara begins to take charge of our lives. Till then, he is only an Upadrashta. He is only seeing. He is not really interfering in our lives. He is not changing things. He is not identifying with us, rather. He is just being there. But the more and more we know and we identify with that Ishvara, he doesn't stay as a mere witness. Like, for example, a father who is seeing the small child, his own child, entering, when he is seeing the child playing very quietly and very happily, the father remains a Upadrashta. When the child wants to go out of the house and play with friends, he will ask permission for the father, and the father will say, okay, go and play, Anumanta. But when the child is going out and playing in the hot sun, the father becomes the Bharta. He brings the child back home inside. And then when the child is muddy and dirty, and the father is giving a bath to the child, he is experiencing the mud and the dirt on the child, and then he is cleaning it like how he would clean his own body when it has got dirty. So Bhokta, the father becomes a Bhokta. He becomes the enjoyer. Un kannil neer valindal en nengil Udiram kottudadi Un kannil neer valindal en nengil Udiram kottudadi Mechi unai oorar pugalndal Menisilirkudadi. This is a Chinnanjiri Kiliye by Bharatiya. He is telling Kannamma, if somebody is Uchchidanai Mugaldal Garuvam Mongi Valaru Dadi. If I smell your forehead, I feel so proud of you, the beauty that you have. Kannamma is a small girl. We don't need to think too much in this. It's an example for Upadrashta Anumanta I'm giving. Mechi unai oorar pugandal. If people in the world are praising you, Ullam kulirudd. I feel very, very happy. I feel very content. I feel very, as if I'm so fulfilled when somebody is praising you. when your eyes are watering with tears, when tears are flowing from your eyes, I feel, I feel so difficult inside. The feeling is coming. So that is upadrashta. Upadrashta, I see. Anumanta, the Ishvara that is giving permission. For example, today I wanted to know, I was just going, seeing this advertisement very often everywhere about, getting AI equipped with a 28-day AI program. I've been seeing this advertisement is coming on my face for so long that I thought maybe why not give it a try. And if the amount is not too much, let me learn. But something was, I was like questioning the advertisement because everything is an AI generated advertisement. And I have seen many of these online programs where you pay a little bit of money and you join, and then the 99 rupees becomes 2000 rupees, the 2000 rupees becomes 1,18,000 rupees, 1,18,000 rupees, the demand goes into, in another 3 months time, the demand is for 3,50,000 rupees. When I came to know that this is a video funnel system by which it is operating, and buyer, let the buyer beware, caveat emptor is the rule here, meaning only the people who are going for all this course, they have to be very alert and not get into this. So I was thinking maybe it is one of those courses where it is going to be a trap for me to go and start, like always they will keep a hook there. If you want to know this, you have to join the next program. Everything is not taught in that first 99 rupees or 2000 rupees or whatever. And even the 2000 rupees program is only an advertisement for the 1,18,000 rupees program. So it is like that. It is the way by which people are earning money these days with the help of AI. But why am I saying this? Anumanta, the story. So I was I had gone through with the transaction, where in the last minute, for some reason, the transaction did not go through. And so I was very relieved. I felt very relieved that I don't have to study for 28 days and I have not lost that money also. And when I was checking out with AI about these courses, then I got the feedback that it is not required. You go to Google, 80 things you can know about AI and prompts and other things, free of cost from AI itself. You don't need to pay for all these courses. And this is also one of those lakhs and like a 1.818 lakh and a 3.50 lakh type of course, progressive nature, but it is not told in the beginning. It is only 99 rupees or 39 rupees or whatever it is. So in such a case, how did that transaction fail? The more and more we are devoted, the more and more we are looking inward towards Bhagavan, Bhagavan comes and does things for us, like how Arjuna, Bhagavan is standing beside him. He is an Anumanta. Whatever these 5 qualities, everything you can see in the presence of Bhagavan Sri Krishna with Arjuna. So that is how Bhagavan works in our lives. So who is the one who did this cutting of the transaction? Even though I wanted to spend it, even though I wanted to go ahead and learn it anyway, and I also made the payment and I have not left anything unwritten or undone for the payment to fail. But still the payment failed. Why? Because that Anumanta has cut it from within. It's a very subconscious process. Upadrashta Anumantacha. If I go even more, if I am very much beloved, if I'm thinking about God all the time, I'm praying and I'm taking all these shastras to the word and I contemplate on all this and I do puja and I invoke a divine and all that, that divine will become my bharta. He will start bearing me. Whenever there is an accident, whenever there is a fall, the fall may happen, but I will be protected and taken off very lightly from a big accident. All those possibilities, many of us would have. That is the reason why bhakti is very, very important. Even in this jnana, even the process of jnana, anything can happen to us at any point of time. But the more and more we have devotion to that God, that Ishvara, he will become our bharta. He will take care of us, caretaker. Bhokta, whenever we are going through a lot of pain and a lot of suffering, most of the time, what we need to experience according to our karma may be even more deeper. But if at all it is coming to us in a mellowed manner, he is taking all the rays of it and he is bearing it because he has the capacity to bear it. He is bearing it completely, or rather it is bearing it completely. Bharta, bhokta. And then only a little bit of it we get to withstand. Bhokta. Maheshwaraha. If we are so much more involved in this praise and worship of Ishvara, he becomes our Maheshwara. He will mastermind our life. This is like our secretary. This evening where you have to go, what you have to do. He will do all the plan for us. We can give the car keys, this body's car keys to Ishvara, and we can relax. We can just sit. And when some work is called, we can go and we can sit there and do the work and come back. Life will become so simple and so beautiful. The possibility is there. If you meditate on this verse and if you take this verse to be real in your life and you contemplate on this, this will become your reality in life. Paramatma iti cha api yuktaha. Beyond all this, he is also called a supreme self, which does not do any action, which just is at all times. Dehe asmin purushaha paraha. Beyond that supreme self, the great supreme self, the knower of the field is knowledge or consciousness conditioned by the field. Naturally, therefore, there must be knowledge, in fact, totally unconditional. All the conditioned knowledge we saw, amanitvam adambhitvam ahimsa kshanti rarjavam acharyopasanam shaucham sthairyam atma vinigraha, their conditioned knowledge. If this experience, if this cleanliness is there, then there is purity. There is shaucha. When there is untidiness, you cannot call it shaucha. Amanitvam, when a person is not having any idea or assessment about themselves, it is called amanitvam. If he is moving about with pride, that is not an amani. So it is conditioned knowledge. That conditioned knowledge, beyond that is its supreme self. Krishna mentions for the purpose, his scientific analysis and investigation, two Purushas. The lower, which has already been described and indicated as the knower of the field, and the higher is a pure consciousness unconditioned by Prakriti. Both of them function in this body. The Supreme Self is indicated in terms of what it looks like in its silent manifestations, where the matter equipment Prakriti are weaving their different patterns. When an individual is completely deluded and totally unconscious of the self, in and through him, the infinite divine expresses himself as though he is only an onlooker. If I'm not aware, he is an onlooker, upadrashta. And that is to say, when a person murders an innocent victim, the infinite all-powerful Lord expresses through the criminal's vehicle only as a silent spectator of it all, upadrashta. He is not stopping the criminal from doing that action. When proper actions are undertaken, the mind is in a quiet mood. When the individual actor is not totally forgetful of the self, in such a being, the Supreme expresses himself as a permitter, Anumanta. You go ahead. Like no Ishvara is going to say, go ahead with a murder. But when do something, Ishvara shows signs and signals by which you know it is the right thing to do, Anumanta. When proper actions are done with full consciousness of the self and in a spirit of total surrender to the Lord is a fulfiller. Bharta, he fulfills our wishes. Such actions are filled with success by his grace. He aids, as it were, the fulfillment of all such activities. When the entire dedication unto him, the individual is completely a yoga yukta in his eternal conscious nature, Nitya Chaitanya Swarupa, it seems to be the very enjoyer, the bhokta. That supreme self is the bhokta. The stanza concludes by saying that the great Ishvara, the Lord of Lords, Maheshwara, is the higher self in this very same body. How does the one who knows the higher self, unconditioned by the field, react in life? So we will see that tomorrow. We will just rest with this beautiful verse. We can contemplate on this in our mind and experience the presence of Ishvara in our lives. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kasyid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet, Om Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tasorma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya, Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadaya, Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Boliye Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj ki Jai. हर नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेवा हरि ओम.